Now that Funko has officially revealed the lineup for San Diego Comic-Con 2024, it's time to compare it to last year and see if this year's catalog is better or worse. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So if you've been following Funko for at least a year or so, then you will have noticed that this year's San Diego Comic-Con catalog for 2024 looks a lot different compared to last year's catalog. So in today's video, we're going to analyze briefly those differences, and we're going to see if this year's catalog is actually better or worse than last year. And there's a lot of good information here, so we're going to jump right into it. So this year's catalog actually has significantly less Pop exclusives than last year. Now, to date, Funko Pops are still the most popular product that Funko makes, and it's what everybody wants at the end of the day. Last year, we actually got 48 Pop exclusives, while this year, we're only getting 34. Furthermore, there's some good news with that, as when it comes with Pops and conventions, specifically like San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, and now C2E2, there's always a lot of focus on limited pieces. And I'm actually happy to report that this year, Funko is giving us more limited piece Pops compared to last year. Now, I'm not talking about the Freddies, I'm not talking about the Box of Fun or Fun Days or anything like that. This year, we're actually getting 7 limited piece Pops compared to last year, where we actually only got 5. And I'm going to run through them really quickly because some of you guys might not have been collecting around the time of San Diego Comic-Con, or you might have just forgotten the ones that we got last year. So we did get a Blacklight Jimi Hendrix. He was limited to 1,500 pieces. We also got a Diamond Gaia from Captain Planet. She wasn't very popular, but sometimes it's cool to get those obscure characters that are limited pieces. She was limited to 2,000 pieces. We also got a flocked Tony the Tiger Surfing. This was an excellent limited piece choice, and I think it was awesome. Limited to only 2,000 pieces for him. Then we got a Diamond Caterpillar Pop. He was limited to 4,000 pieces. He did come with that Loungefly bag. We will be talking about that later in the video briefly. And then the heavy hitter of San Diego Comic-Con 23, and the limited piece that everybody was trying to get their hands on, was the Diamond Powerpuff Girls 3-pack, and that one was only 1,000 pieces, and it actually is still pretty valuable over a year later here. And we're going to be breaking down all the values of all the highlighted items from last year's con in an upcoming Where Are They Now video, so stay tuned for that. So for this year's limited pieces, we're actually getting 7, like I mentioned, starting off with the glow-in-the-dark Zero with sunglasses. He's going to be limited to 3,000 pieces. Then we're going to be getting a 6-inch damaged bandaged Baymax in the glitter form. He's going to be limited to 1,500 pieces. We're also getting Protozoa from Xenon, limited to 4,000 pieces. Another obscure character getting a limited piece count. This is kind of like the equivalent to last year's Gaia. Then we're getting a Diamond Edition Grand Admiral Thrawn, limited to 3,000 pieces. Now, regardless of the accuracy or if some of these limited piece variants make sense, in terms of Grand Admiral Thrawn, he doesn't make sense. He's never been glitter or diamond in the Star Wars universe. Doesn't matter for the time being. He's just a limited piece that I'm mentioning here. Next up, we actually have the trio, complete trio of all Funko's current mascots here. Starting off with Mayor Freddy. He's going to be coming in at 3,000 pieces. Then we actually have the Pizzeria Proto coming in at 1,500 pieces. And then we have a very special one here, as 2024 has seen the introduction of Franny Funko. We're getting the Roller Drive-In Franny, also limited to 1,500 pieces. Very curious as to why they chose to make Proto and Franny 1,500 pieces, but continued to have Freddy at a higher piece count. I'm guessing it's because Freddy's been around for so long. They're confident that 3,000 pieces of Freddy will sell, but they're not so sure on Franny and Proto, so they're making them a little bit less limited. Now, overall, limited pieces is fantastic. It's what collectors want. So regardless of the accuracy and the quality of these limited piece Pops, I think it's a good sign that we're seeing more of them, especially with a smaller Pop catalog. And I think this is a testament to where Funko is moving in the direction with the current state of their company. They came out earlier in the year and they said they wanted to focus more on their roots and get back to being a more collectible company instead instead of going down the other route of just being a massive toy company. So in terms of the pop catalog being smaller, which I think doesn't overwhelm collectors as much, especially with their wallets when there might be a lot of things that you want to get, and in terms of limited pieces, I think so far, 2024 definitely has the advantage. Now let's briefly talk about another notable change for San Diego Comic-Con 2024 compared to 2023, and this is going to highlight the Diamond Caterpillar Heimlich pop that I just mentioned a moment ago. This pop actually came with a Loungefly bag, and this is something that Funko's been doing quite a bit over the last couple years, especially with the heightened popularity of Loungefly. Loungefly collectible bags has blown up. A lot of people have gotten really into collecting them, and then Funko actually owns Loungefly, so they started creating these drops where they would give you a limited piece pop, usually in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 4,000 pieces, and it would usually be a diamond variant or glitter variant or metallic variants, and then they would give you an exclusive Loungefly bag, usually retailing for about $100 to $115. Last year we got the Caterpillar one, and then we also got the classic San Diego Comic-Con toucan mascot with his own bag. That is something we will not be seeing here in 2024, and I think that is actually a good change. With there being so many Loungefly bags and so many Funko Pops, I think a lot of collectors have had to either decide to kind of go more the Funko Pop route or focus more on the Loungefly route. So you're not getting a lot of collectors who are going after these pop and bag combos. We've actually seen these pop and bag combos on sale or on discount quite a bit on Funko's website and the Loungefly website. So I actually think that this is a good change. Another quick thing that I want to mention in terms of changes that we're seeing for the pops, one item that we got last year was the Spider-Man Vault Edition. For the 25th anniversary of Funko. It was limited to 25,000 pieces. It came in that really cool vault looking box with the coin, the card, and the pop. We got that last year because last year was the 25th anniversary of Funko. This year, the 25th anniversary is over, so we are not getting one of those pops for this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Once again, it makes sense because that was just a one-off anniversary item. Now that we've talked about the number of pop exclusives and the limited pieces that we're getting, now I want to briefly talk about the quality of the pops that we're getting for this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Overall, in general, when it comes to San Diego Comic-Con, I firmly believe that as a loyal fan of Funko and a diehard collector, that San Diego Comic-Con is Funko's Super Bowl. This is when we should be seeing the most unique and creative items, yet at the same time, those items need to reflect the current characters or movies or franchises that are very popular in today's pop culture world at the time. And I think overall, over the past few years, you've seen that with San Diego Comic-Con, although this year it's a little bit questionable, and I'm going to use Star Wars as an example. Last year, we actually got 2 Star Wars exclusives for the pops. We had the young Leia holding the Lola droid, and then we also got Wicket. Now, overall, these did not sell very well, although as a Star Wars fan, I thought the young Leia holding the Lola droid was a perfect San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And here's why. This character was very relevant. We just saw her in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, the summer in 2022, so the year prior to that. And we've gotten dozens of Princess Leia pops before, but we've never gotten a young Leia, especially with her droid, pop. So it was a perfect exclusive. It was very timely, and I just think overall it was perfect because we had never gotten it before, and it was just a great con choice. Wicket, on the other hand, was a little off, and I could understand why people weren't as excited to go after that one, although I know a lot of Ewok collectors who were very excited for it. This year, it seems like Funko's gone in a little bit of a different direction. We have 3 Star Wars pops coming out as exclusives. We have a common or regular Grand Admiral Thrawn, and then the Diamond 3,000 piece Grand Admiral Thrawn, as well as Darth Vader. Now, when you compare Darth Vader and Grand Admiral Thrawn to young Princess Leia and Wicket, there is a vast difference in popularity. Darth Vader is always going to be a character that's recognizable by even non-Star Wars fans, and now thanks to his appearance in the Ahsoka series and his legacy that was built up in the Rebels animated show, Grand Admiral Thrawn has become a little bit of a household name in the Star Wars universe. So I think Funko is wise to be taking advantage of the arguably two biggest villains in the Star Wars universe and making pops of them for San Diego Comic-Con. I just question the quality of these pops and if they are actually unique enough to reach the magnitude of the standard that I would like to see for San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. The Diamond Thrawn is the same exact mold as the regular Thrawn, so right off the bat, I really don't think we need two of the same molded pop as exclusives for the same con. And at the end of the day, also, when are we ever going to see Thrawn actually in some sort of diamond form on screen? Now, some could argue that this is just a fun Funko variant, something that they wanted to make, but if you look at Darth Vader, on the other hand, that is actually a moment from Rogue One when he's boarding the Tantive. So that one actually makes sense and looks pretty good. Once again, I just question if we needed that because there are so many other Darth Vader pops out there. So at the end of the day, I don't get it, because of some other recent Funko Pop announcements that were made over the past couple weeks. And there's some pops that are being teased and advertised right now that I think would make far better San Diego Comic-Con exclusives just because of how unique and how more accurate they are. And I'll give you a great example. So a couple days ago, we just got the young Boba Fett leak. It's supposed to be coming in the next few months here, and a young Boba Fett pop is something that we've been wanting for years. Boba Fett, we saw him as a child in the Clone Wars, growing up, you know, learning the ways of being a bounty hunter under the guidance, per se, of Cad Bane and all the other people that he interacted with. A young Boba would have been a perfect San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Furthermore, we actually just got an earth-shattering teaser for a pop that's currently up for pre-order with a hooded, glow-in-the-dark, holographic Darth Maul. If you guys don't know anything about Funko, or if you're new to the collecting hobby, the original holographic Darth Maul, which came out way back in the day for San Diego Comic-Con, was limited to 480 pieces, is currently valued at $6,000. It is a highly desired pop, and it's considered pretty much the holy mecha grail of Star Wars Funko Pops. If they had made this glow-in-the-dark hooded Darth Maul a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for this year, I think it would have been a little bit of a full circle moment, and I think it would have been a perfect exclusive because it is different than the mold for the original one. He's hooded, and this pop overall just screams quality to me, and it's something that I just cannot wait to add to my collection. So as Star Wars fans and fellow Star Wars collectors out there, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Are you picking up Vader or either of the Grand Admiral Thrawns, or do you think that there are so many other characters out there that haven't gotten pops that should have gotten a pop or two for this year's San Diego Comic-Con? I'm definitely curious to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments section below. Now let's talk about another massive change that we're seeing from 2023 to 2024 with the sodas. Over the last year, it's been a little confusing for soda collectors and what Funko is doing with the soda product. Overall, I think Funko is taking a step back and they're reevaluating where they want to go with the Funko product, the Funko Soda product. Overall, there's still a lot of demand for Funko Soda, so you're seeing a lot of collectors hold on to their chases. They're going back and they're grabbing a lot of commons and chases that they might have missed over the past few years, because in 2021 and in 2022 especially, they were dropping sodas left and right, and I know a lot of collectors were getting overwhelmed. So I actually think it's good that Funko is taking a step back and allowing the collector fan base to go out and kind of take a breath and catch up on everything that they've missed. However, I do think that they've missed a couple opportunities here with San Diego Comic-Con 2024 with the sodas specifically. So to recap last year, we actually got 6 regular sodas, all with chases, and we actually got some really cool ones. My personal favorite was the Snorkel Freddy Funko. That one had a blacklight chase. The mold on this Freddy is absolutely incredible, and in my opinion is a top 5 Freddy soda mold. We also got a Reptar soda from the Rugrats. First Rugrats soda, and this one actually had a really cool orange common variant and then a purple chase, or excuse me, a green common variant and then the purple chase. Both look amazing, and I would love to see more Rugrats sodas come out at some point. We also got Jessica Rabbit. She had a beautiful diamond chase, as well as a few others. Now, some of the others, like Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso, were not as popular, and they did not sell very well. So I think that, along with the other soda that I'm about to mention, led Funko to not release as many sodas for this year's con. The big one that definitely did not sell well, unfortunately, was the 3-liter Darth Vader soda. Now, we just talked about Vader a minute ago and how popular he is and how recognizable he is. Unfortunately, his $40 retail 3-liter soda with a incredible holographic chase is actually still available on the Funko shop. I don't know how, because I personally have purchased upwards of 100 of them trying to rip the chase here on the channel. If you guys have been following the channel for the last year, you would have seen all those battles and all those videos and unboxings and everything. So really curious as to how out of 8,500 pieces they still haven't sold them a year later. So it's clear that the demand for 3-liter sodas is definitely not there, and I think it has to do with that $40 retail price tag. I think that is scaring off a lot of soda collectors, because if you're buying something at $40, it's hard to buy multiple to try to go for the chase. Now, the chase here is the issue. So we're not only not getting any 3 liters here for San Diego Comic-Con 2024, we're also only getting sodas without chases. So we have 2 sodas coming in the form of the Can of Corn Freddy as well as the Fun Mart Freddy. And I think these both look fantastic. I just think the first big miss here is these sodas not having chases. I think if they did have chases, Funko would have a chance to sell these very quickly, but I think without chases, they're going to stick around for a little bit longer than they would probably want, just because there's no sense of urgency. Any collector can just go pick it up at any point in time, because without that chase, I feel like it just takes away a lot of the draw for having that sense of urgency to run out and get that soda, especially with a 5,000 piece Freddy. Oh man, having an 800 piece chase to go after would be incredibly exciting. Look at the Webley that just came out. Only 4,000 pieces on that with a 650 chase. That is going to be very exciting. We have a couple of those coming, and I can't wait to rip them. The other huge missed opportunity that I feel like we have with the sodas here for San Diego Comic-Con is no Franny soda. Now, maybe they're saving a Franny soda release for Fun Days or the Box of Fun, but I really think having a Franny soda for the regular San Diego Comic-Con catalog would have been an excellent choice, and something that a lot of collectors would have really enjoyed going out and trying to grab. So if you're a soda collector, let me know your thoughts on the soda lineup for San Diego Comic-Con 2024, but I really wish at least we had 1 soda with the chase. All right, so now we're going to run through some of the other Funko items that Funko released for last year's San Diego Comic-Con and some more differences that we have for this year's catalog. So let's start with the rewinds. Last year, Funko came out with the Blockbuster Rewind line. Now, these are little figures in plastic packaging similar to sodas, but not quite. The only thing that's really similar is that they have chase variants. They're not limited, and last year for San Diego Comic-Con, they actually released 10. They went all in. They kind of dropped this figure in the beginning of last year, and then all of a sudden they decided that they were going all in on these, and they dropped 10 as exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con, which I think was a mistake, and a lot of people were not going after these, I think, the way Funko thought they were going to. These just didn't catch on, and a lot of them have been on sale and on discount over the past year. This year for San Diego Comic-Con 2024, we are getting 0, and I think that is an excellent choice. I know there are some people out there who are fans of the rewinds, and I think it's a product that maybe they should continue making, maybe not at the grand scale, but I definitely don't think these should be con exclusives, because they don't reflect something that a majority of Funko collectors are going after. Another item that we have here is the Bitty Pops. Now, the Bitty Pops, I feel like, on the other hand, are an item that people are enjoying. They're smaller versions of Pops. They're relatively inexpensive. For the price of 1 regular Pop, you can get a 4-pack of Bitty Pops. And I think a lot of people facing challenges with space for their collection are really enjoying collecting these. And I don't foresee any Bitty Pops becoming super expensive or mega grail. So you can kind of collect them without having to worry about keeping them in good condition or, keeping them pristine the way you have to with certain, especially limited piece Pops. And Funko also, to their credit, they made these really cool display stands for the Bitty Pops, which I think has really helped increase the popularity of them. And they're even coming out with some even cooler, specifically the Death Star display and the Batman biddy display. I can't wait to get those for our biddy setup. But we did get 5 individual 4-packs of biddies for last year's San Diego Comic-Con. No change for this year, as we are once again getting 5. Although this year is a little bit special because we are getting our first Franny biddy pop. She's a little biddy cheerleader, and we are super excited to get her in our biddy collection. Next up, the other product that we're going to briefly mention here is the gold figures. Now, like the rewinds, the gold figures did not sell very well. They're not very popular. We've seen them on discount in a lot of big box stores like Walmart and such. Last year, we did get one Snoop Dogg 5-inch gold figure. Now, no disrespect to Snoop Dogg, because everybody loves Snoop Dogg, but we are not getting any gold figures for this year's San Diego Comic-Con. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that they've realized that these figures may have a market and there may be a fan base for them, but I don't think it, once again, reflects the majority of what Funko collectors are going after. So no gold exclusives for this year. The next item that we're going to be talking about is actually a figure that we didn't get last year that we are getting this year. And I know this has raised a lot of eyebrows and a lot of people are talking about it. So we're going to break it down here really quick. So this next figure belongs to the Project Fred lineup. If you guys haven't been following, Project Fred is a new figure line that they released a few months ago. They started off with the Big Boy Freddy. It actually looked really cool. They did a big unveiling in California and everything. They had a big party and such. And we've gotten several Project Fred figures since then, and we are getting one for San Diego Comic-Con 2024 in the form of the Deadpool Project Fred. Now, this is not what I would have imagined for a Deadpool Project Fred. It kind of looks like a blown up artist series figure. And with Project Fred, there's a lot of potential. I think this figure lineup could be really cool and have some really creative designs. The creative design that I recently really enjoy, we weren't selected unfortunately, is the Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble set. That one looks amazing. The way they did that with the cereal bowl and the milk coming down the top of the head with the crowns and everything, I think this is what Project Fred should be. I am questioning, however, who thought the Deadpool Project Fred was something that looked good and worthy of being a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Furthermore, I actually don't think Project Fred figures belong in a San Diego Comic-Con catalog lineup. And here's the reason why. These Project Fred figures are very expensive. They retail, if you get selected in the lottery system, for $300. That is a lot of money. For $300, you could buy most of San Diego Comic-Con's exclusive lineup. I don't think this figure is being or is a target for a majority of Funko collectors, because I think a majority of Funko collectors don't have $300 to use as discretionary income on only one figure. As a hardworking collector, like pretty much all of you guys watching our videos, I would imagine that most of you guys work one, if not multiple jobs. You have a reasonable sized budget at the end of the month or in the middle of the month, whenever you have all your bills paid and you can decide that, hey, I'm going to go buy something. You're probably not going to spend $300, and if you are, it should be on something that reflects the quality of being a $300 figure. For that reason, and for it being not something that a majority of Funko collectors can likely afford, I don't think it belongs in the San Diego Comic-Con lineup. I also don't think it belongs in the San Diego Comic-Con lineup because it's a little bit unclear on how they're even going to sell this figure. They've had a lottery system for all of the other Project Fred figures. Are they going to be selling some of these at the booth? Are there going to be a lottery system during the San Diego Comic-Con event, but you can't actually get it at the con? It's just a little confusing as to how they're going to execute Project Fred at San Diego Comic-Con. The only thing that I can credit them is for this figure, they're tying it in with the Deadpool and Wolverine movie release, so that's good. However, I would have loved to see a Project Fred that looked much different. In fact, I'm actually going to throw up on the screen a really cool concept that was done by another great person here in this community, and this concept is actually more in line with what I thought a Project Fred Deadpool figure would look like. So now that we've run through all the major changes from San Diego Comic-Con 2023 to 2024, overall, I actually think 2024 has a better con catalog. And at the end of the day, I've given this a lot of thought, and I think because the catalog is, number one, smaller, it's not as overwhelming. So if you do want multiple items, I think that you will have the ability to go get multiple exclusives without feeling stressed or something that you can't financially attain. I think that this is a good catalog. I also think that having more limited pieces is a very good sign. It's a great step for Funko overall as a company, and over the next few years, I hope that with each major convention, we do get more non-Freddy limited piece pops. I think that would be fantastic. I also really like the direction that Funko is going in with the catalog in making it more refined into what collectors want currently in the state of Funko here in 2024. Get rid of all the fluff, get rid of the golds, get rid of the Loungefly pop and bag combos, even though we love Loungefly, get rid of the rewinds, you know, get rid of the items that aren't selling as well and stick to pops and sodas. That being said, the thing that I do wish the most, I wish we had a couple more sodas, and of course the sodas that we are getting, I wish that they had chases. So overall, I'm going to give this year's San Diego Comic-Con catalog lineup a score of a B-. Last year, I would give the catalog a C+. So I think we're getting better. We're going in the right direction. I still think there's some areas for improvement when it comes to the quality of the pops that we're getting. A big miss that I neglected to mention earlier in the video is that the one thing that I think could have taken this con catalog from a B- to an A- was having one specific exclusive that everybody was going nuts for. If you guys remember last year, we got the Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda Fairly Odd Parents 3-pack. That one caused a lot of hype. It was not a limited piece. However, it was exclusive to a small store chain called Meijer, located primarily in the middle of the United States. And a lot of people were going nuts for that exclusive because it was the first time that we were getting those characters in pop form. We don't have that with any of the pops or exclusives, in my opinion. With this year's lineup, I just don't see a pop that everyone is just dying to go after that is not limited. So I kind of wish that we did have that one exclusive that maybe was a new license or a brand new character, but overall I'm still very happy with this year's con lineup. So I'm jumping in here really quick because of course as I was editing this video, Funko just made the announcement for when the Box of Fun is dropping. So this year's Box of Fun is going to be a little bit more unique. In each box there will be one pop mascot, one limited piece soda exclusive, one wacky wobbler, one 4-pack of biddies, as well as 3 limited piece pops. So there's a lot of stuff packed in this Box of Fun. Of course, we've got the 4 mascots, but you actually have to enter the EQL launch starting on Friday, and then you will be selected after they close it, or not selected, on the 22nd at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we do know now when the box is launching thanks to this information. So had to jump in here really quick. Not sure how this is going to affect our live stream and everything. Doesn't really sound like it'll be as exciting as last year, but good luck to everybody trying to get a Box of Fun. That's going to do it. Let me know your thoughts. This is my first time doing a con comparison video. If you enjoyed the video, definitely smash that like button and let me know if you would like me to do more con comparison videos in the future. As always, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you all very soon.